welcome back to another Sister Locks check-in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as you can see by the title of the video, I have officially reached 1 year of being Sister Locked. You know, this feeling is just a little undescribable. It's a really good feeling though to know that I took a chance, made an investment on myself, and I absolutely love the results at the end of it all. So in this video, this is just gonna be a frequently asked questions video. I'm just gonna go over some questions that I either got asked personally or they're just general questions that a lot of people may wanna know that may be considering getting Sister Locks or even deciding on whether or not, you know, Sister Locks is the direction that they wanna go into. So I'm gonna be covering some information here on this video, really quick and simple. So if you guys are interested in that, keep on watching. Make sure to thumbs up the video if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel so that you can keep up with this journey. And let's get right into this QA. Okay, y'all, so getting into the first question, it's a very common question that I've been getting asked and I've been putting it off until my 1 year, which is how many Sister Locks do I have in my head? So I did take the time to go ahead and count my Sister Locks, and I found out that I currently have 487 locks in my head. Now, it would have been 490 locks, but if you've been keeping up with me through the journey, you know that I lost a total of 3 Sister Locks throughout this entire journey. So 487 locks. We're cool with it. We're happy with it. I love the way my locks look. Shout out to the people that do self-reties. I definitely don't see that in my future. Moving on to the next question. All right, y'all. So the next question is a two-part question. The first question would be, how long do I go in between getting my hair retightened? And then how long does it take for me to get a retie? So how long does it take for my hair to be retightened? So to answer the first question, I go anywhere between 5 to 7 weeks. I've noticed that's kind of how I've been scheduled as of late anyways. 5 to 7 weeks with getting my reties. And then it takes about roughly 3 hours for my retie. It really also depends on how much new growth I have. Of course, the longer I go, the more new growth I get. 3 hours is a cakewalk for me. I've been getting my hair relaxed for 10 to 11 years, starting at the age of 6. And that process alone, if you're going in to get a relaxer, you're for sure going to be in there for about 2 hours. If I could do 2 hours in a salon, I can definitely do 3 hours getting my hair Sister Locked. It's definitely not a big deal. And yeah, so that's how long it takes me to get my hair retightened and how long I go without getting a retie. All right, so the next question is, how long did it take for my locks to get installed? So it took me, or my consultant anyways, it took her 15 hours to install my Sister Locks. Note, the shorter your hair is, the quicker you're gonna be able to get them done. The longer it is, the more time it takes to install, and sometimes it runs into days. But I started with around about 4.5 inches of hair. I think I had like maybe a few parts of my hair was at 5 inches. So it really wasn't that long. And honestly, it wasn't a bad 15 hours. I have a great consultant. She's very personable. It was very interesting. So yeah, it took me 15 hours to get my Sister Locks installed. All right, the next question is, what products have I been using in my hair? So I have not been using any product. Even up to this mark of being 12 months in, reaching a year and a month basically, I have just been using my Sisterlocks shampoo. It's just been me and that shampoo in these trenches out here, okay? That's it. All right, so the next question is, how do I maintain my curly ends? And to answer that question, I do not do anything to maintain my curly ends. I found out that it is just how my hair texture is. My consultant is anticipating my curls being gone by the end of this year, just because of the mature stage, and I'm kind of interested in seeing it myself. You know, I'm going to enjoy each and every phase that I go through with this Sister Lock journey, and I'm going to document it for you all, so y'all are going to be with me, no worries. So yeah, as far as what I do to maintain my curly ends, I don't do anything at all. All right, so the next question is, what is my least favorite part about the Sister Locks journey? Easy. Braiding and banding. Do away with it. No, I'm kidding. Braiding and banding is my least favorite. It has been very tedious and time consuming for me to do the braiding and banding method before I'm washing my hair. But nonetheless, I did it every single time. I'm not going to go without braiding and banding my head before my loctician tells me that I don't have to do it, because if I cause an issue with these locks, it's going to cost me more to get them fixed, and I can't sit here and say I don't like how something turns out if I'm not following the instructions, right? So I did what I had to do. All I wanted to do was wet my hair, wash it, dry it. Nope, You gotta braid and band. You gotta make sure you're braiding and banding. It's very crucial. You don't want your hair to slip out. I get it. It helps prevent bunching at the ends of your hair. I absolutely get it. Did I enjoy it though? No. But other than that, everything else was peachy. All right, so the next question, I actually got asked this question in one of my video comment sections. I was asked, have I been like cutting my bangs? No, not at all. No scissors have been put to this head, no razors, no sharp objects have been put to this head, okay? Honestly, I completely understand that question because obviously, you know, my front is still like super short. However, I was expecting that. My front and the top sides of my head, like this section in the front, they just grow slower. They have been growing, obviously. There's been growth since me first getting Sisterlocks till now. It hasn't been like a lot, but it's been growth there. So I'm just letting these bad boys grow out. You know, when I was first getting, you know, the length coming in with my Sisterlocks, it was giving mullet, and it was a cute little mullet phase that I had because my front was taking so long to catch up with the back. So I don't know, I guess I can say maybe like towards the end of the year, I'm very interested in seeing just where, you know, the front of my head and the sides actually lay. Yeah, to answer that question again, no, I have not been cutting my bangs. This is just how my hair grows, and yeah, that's that. For the next question, what's the worst stage of Sisterlocks, if there is a worse or bad stage of Sisterlocks? I don't believe there's a bad stage of Sisterlocks. I guess all phases are phases worth going through. I will say though, I will say this, the beginning is a little rough because you're getting used to your hair looking the way that it's looking, your scalping the way that it's scalping. Sisterlocks, when they're first installed, they're super skinny. Like, it's like boneless hair, basically. You're just out here. You're out here and you just gotta weather that phase, which really doesn't last long. Like, your first 3 months is over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may even see them change after like your first 2 hair washes, you know. So that moment that you first get them installed, that's a bit of a rough moment, I will say that. But yeah, other than that, I don't have any other phases that would be bad or worse, honestly. All right, so the next question is, why did I choose Sisterlocks over traditional locks? I actually recently got asked this question. I ended up running into someone in my neighborhood. She had box braids over her locks. She showed me her video. She had beautiful hair. And she was like, so what made you choose Sisterlocks? And, you know, I used to just say, you know, try to like somewhat simplify it and say, oh, the versatility, you know, Sisterlocks are way more versatile. I'm not even gonna say that anymore because it doesn't get received well, and I don't think it gets received in the way that I mean it. So I'm just going to say, I just like the overall look of Sisterlocks. I think they're beautiful. I think traditional locks are beautiful as well. I definitely have seen the girls put wigs over their traditional locks. Definitely seen, you know, them create the craziest, cutest styles ever with traditional locks. But with Sisterlocks, I kind of resonated with Sisterlocks more. And that's just that. All right, y'all. And the last question is, what is the difference between Sisterlocks and microlocks? All right, so I get asked this question too a lot. Like, they're like, so what's the difference? What's the difference? You got Sisterlocks, you didn't get microlocks? Like, what's the difference? They look the same. So I can only explain the difference the best way that I can explain it. There are so many other people on YouTube and other platforms that may be able to kind of break it down a bit better, give a better explanation. Honestly, how I like to put it, microlocks and Sisterlocks are like first cousins on a mama side. Like, because they look so much alike. The difference between the Sisterlocks and microlocks, Sisterlocks are a trademarked lock installation. The Sisterlocks specifically go off of a grid when they're being installed. Also, Sisterlocks can only be installed by interlocking. So those are 2 things that I've learned throughout my journey about Sisterlocks that make them different from microlocks, as well as the cost difference as well. With microlocks, however, when you are getting microlocks, you don't have to go by a grid. Microlocks are not grid-based. You can also start microlocks with 2-strand twisting, or you can start them with braiding. Now, if you're doing 2-strand twisting, of course, you got to braid the root a little bit, but for the most part, you can do the rest of the twist, right? And then if you just want to do the full braid, then you can do it with like micro braiding the hair. That's the difference between Sisterlocks and microlocks. But yeah, y'all, so those were all of the frequently asked questions. I hope I answered enough there for a lot of people that, you know, may just be curious about the journey or just curious about getting Sisterlocks all together. But again, y'all, I thank y'all so very, very much for tuning into this video, checking in with me on this 12-month update, this 1 year update. I greatly appreciate y'all rocking with me in each and every one of these videos, and I will be checking back in with y'all every 3 months as before, giving y'all updates on this journey. Again, if you have any additional questions that I may not have gotten to answer in this video, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Engage with me. I will chat back with y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video.